What's up, guys? Today on How Not to Be a Goomba, we're going to talk about loving yourself and a little bit of self-respect. That's going to be all it is, because my plans unfortunately changed. I'm not heading to Colby tonight. I'm still going to go out to the bar here in Oakley and just celebrate a little bit. Not going to get too hammered, but yeah, everything's taken care of finally. I've gotten everything I needed to do done. I get to reapply next week or this coming week and actually get started and move on to the next chapter of my life, which is wonderful. And it's just yay, yay. But the topic of today is loving yourself and self-respect. Now, a lot of you, everyone has respect issues. Everyone has a little bit of problems with themselves. The people that don't are just loving life and doing the things they want to do, and they don't work. They can spend the entire day doing their job because their job isn't their job. Their job isn't their career. Their job is what they love. Now, I'm not saying you can't love your job and have no self-respect or anything like that, but there's a difference between loving what you do and having it be what you really want to do. Because if you're excited to go home and leave work, that's not what you really wanted to do. You may I love working where I work right now. I love Mittens. It's a hell of a place to work. The people there are cool. It's wonderful, but it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. Definitely not. And you should always love where you're working at and love what you're doing, whether or not it's your end game goal or not, because when you do that and you have the respect for yourself to take the pride in your own work, you enjoy your day. You're happy to go to work. You're happy when you get off. You're happy to go home. But if every day you're looking forward to just going home, you're making yourself miserable for no reason. Yeah, you may be working a job that's not where you want to be at, but right now that's where you're at and where you kind of got to be until you find your next step. So love it. Enjoy it. Make the best out of it and strive for perfection. Strive to do just a little bit more than you did yesterday. That's all. Strive to enjoy what you do for the fact of the self gratification in I did a good job today. I it doesn't matter, do a little extra thing, make it super shiny that way. Say you're cleaning. I love my shiny time. It's a habit I got from the Navy that I do enjoy. But I love the fine details when it comes to that. If I am taking the time and I am shining something, I am not done until I can see myself in it or it tries to blind me with light. And then I'm satisfied because, hey, look, shiny. Everyone loves shiny. And everyone feels good after they do a really good job. No, I don't have a dip in. I'm salivating. But good news on that. I'm down to half a can of regular chew and half a can of snus, which the snus is going to stay packed away in my drawer like it has been in case I really just needs if in case I really really want to fucking dip. I won't need it. I don't need it. So, yeah, I have a little emergency thing packed away just in case. But I found some symbolism in it actually because it actually managed to come back to the two types I started with: natural extra long cut and cherry. Now, berry is my favorite as far as Skull is concerned, and Cope, it's still natural extra long cut. But I just found it really cool that I managed to end up, through the assimilation of all my others, that I ended up with the two that I started with. So, I just thought it was cool. Didn't know. Before I forget, like, share, subscribe. Maybe it'll actually be seen and done since I threw it at, pre 5 minutes instead of post 20. most of my videos aren't actually being watched till the end, and I highly recommend you actually watch all of them to the end, because a lot of times I don't get to some more inspirational stuff or some information until the very end. Because, yeah, no, I don't have a script. I'm not even running off key points anymore. I'm just kind of talking to you guys because that's what this is. It's my thoughts on the end of the day, what wisdom I want to share, and how I want to talk to you guys about whatever I truly feel like talking to you guys about. Today, I feel like talking to you guys about loving yourself because yesterday was the 3-year anniversary of me getting out of the Navy, and for a long time getting out of the Navy, or after I got out of the Navy, I had absolutely zero self-respect. I I hated myself because I fucked up the relationship with the woman I loved because of my own ignorance and being a stupid kid. Now, I'm pretty sure if I were to get in that relationship now, it would go completely different because my alpha shows far more now than it did then. Then it was an alpha in a relationship with an alpha, and I let her alpha take entire precedence. If it were to go down again today, or I had this mindset and I was at the place I am now compared to where I was then when it started, no, we probably would have butted heads far less actually because I would have shut her down. And who knows, it may have gone far worse than that given the situation she was in and the state of mind she was in because she was in a bad way when I met her. But anyways, I've come to terms with a lot of stuff in these past few months. And I'm enjoying it because I'm actually happier every day now instead of sulking in depression. And depression's a big killer of any and all plans. Why we sit around and watch so much things on Facebook or YouTube or game endlessly. It is depression. We are looking for that hit of dopamine instead of putting the time into something we love or something we want to try because we're scared to fail and get another bad thing, another hit of depression rather than, hey, look, it's funny. So people like to spend their time watching TV and get that instant gratification. Don't do that. At the end of the day, if you spent 8 hours binging, then you go to bed going, damn, I wish I would have done this today. Damn, I wish I would have done that today. Damn, I wish I would have done that. You might think you have a lot of self respect, but think about it. You're wasting all your time, and I mean all your time at that point, because if you're spending 8, 9 hours a day just on content, and I realize this is relatively counterproductive. I'm telling you to watch far less YouTube as I'm making a YouTube channel and trying to get more people to watch my content. But the difference between my content and the mindless cat videos is I'm trying to help you help yourself. That's what I want at the end of the day. If you can take the time to sit there and think in silence and sit there and meditate on your own thoughts, meditation isn't about sitting in a spot focusing on your breathing. Yes, that is a form of meditation, but meditation comes in many forms and fashions. Whatever gets you to actually think about your own life and actually think and solve problems. Look back on some situations that you have some problems with in your past that you wish you would have done differently and actually play them out and solve said problem and then solve it again. Not to lament on it, not to pity yourself for it, but to learn from the experience. What could you have done better? Because as you sit there now in a better state of mind than you were then, I guarantee you'll be able to find an answer and do it and learn from it. And okay, there's nothing you can do about the past. Figure out what you learned from those negative events in your past so you can move on and accept, hey, there was something good that came out of it. Worst case scenario, you learned and you get to move on. Yeah, that time sucked, but I learned. Yeah, me getting out of the Navy sucked, but I've learned a lot from it. And if I was as I am now when I went into the Navy, or there's a lot of times in the past that I could have done things far differently, but I didn't. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I can just accept the lessons I've learned going along the way and become a better person for it. And as you'll find, as you come to terms with those negative things, they start to fade away and you start to remember more of the positive things that have happened in your life. And more positivity begets more and more positivity, which begets better things in life because you have a better attitude towards life and people, relationships, everything. But if you continue to dwell on the bad, you'll continue to dwell on more bad, and you'll get more bad because you have a bad attitude. For the longest time, I couldn't even think about the positive. I couldn't remember any good memories. There were so many bad things that kept nagging on me and kept rising up in my head and just kept keeping on and keeping on. I kept myself in depression. And you guys do too. And depression runs rampant in society nowadays, and part of it's due to the rat race. We have the economy is not in a good way. There's so many things you can actually sit there and say, yes, this sucks. The situation sucks. Circumstance sucks. But guess what? During a recession or during a Great Depression, that's when some people are making the most money. They just have to be real creative during those times when they do. And guess what? They do because they keep a positive outlook and they look for the bright side. They look for the good. They keep the economy going, and they're the people that are actually fixing it. The power of one person is astounding. Each and every person who watches this, each and every person who doesn't watch this, each and every person in the world has the power to make great change simply by being themselves and being the best them they can be. And yeah, what do I want to eventually be the most popular YouTuber? Yeah, sure. All of those things would be awesome. And I do want them because I want to spread my message to the world. And I want everybody to hear what I have to say because I want everybody to learn how to help themselves. And I want to help people help themselves so they can improve and become the best version of themselves that they want to be. If you want to be in a bad way, you're going to keep being in a bad way. If you truly want to move on and be okay and reach a point where you're loving life, you got to start now. Make a decision to be happy. Make a decision to come to terms with everything that has happened in your past, and nothing in the future is going to bother you. Now, yes, that's not realistic. There's things that are going to bother you. There's events in the future. There's going to be negative things that happen. There's no way you can have all good. There's good and bad in life. It's called life. But it's all about your attitude towards it. What can you learn from it? What have you learned from your mistakes? What have you learned from the things you did everything right and it still went sour? The Navy. Big picture, I was trying to do the right thing. Small picture, I was screwing off a couple of the little things. I wasn't terrible, but I wasn't perfect. And those little things are what cost me my dream. If I had done everything right and focused on the little things instead of the big picture and handled the big picture at the same time, he would have had no fuel to actually get me out, regardless, because he would have had nothing. And that's my fault. So I'm working on the little things. And that's something I've always had an issue with it because I've been a big picture kind of person. And the small details is something I'm improving on. And I'm striving to get far, far better at it. I want to not miss anything. And I strive to not miss anything. And I strive to make sure that shit doesn't happen because shit happens. But so much shit that happens, how much of it is preventable? All of it. That's the thing. Okay, not all of it, but most of it. It's all based on your vibrations. It's all based on the laws of the universe. If you are in a bad vibration, you will attract bad things. If you are in a good vibration, you will attract good things. The law of cause and effect is also a thing. If I can affect and get one person, just one, to really improve themselves through any of my videos, through all of my videos, hopefully I get far more. But if I can get one person to truly better themselves and truly try and better themselves and truly do better themselves, I've literally changed the world via the butterfly effect. Because what you do every day has a cause and effect. Every action has an equal and just reaction. And if you strive every day to be kind, be generous, make everybody else around you happy and ecstatic, good begets good, bad begets bad. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's the truth. It's called giver's gain. Now, the flip side of that is not being a yes man. And that's something I have a big problem with, is because I've always had a problem with actually hurting people. And I know that sounds ridiculous to anyone who's actually seen me get downright evil with somebody, but how long did it take before I got downright evil with somebody? And yes, there's a point where everyone has their limits. Me, I have a very long fuse, except for a couple subjects that, yeah, no, you're immediately getting asshole. You threaten my family or speak ill will of my family, my friends, my animals, whatever. Obviously, if my animal's being an asshole, my animal's being an asshole, but it's all circumstantial. There's times when you need to let things go, and there's times when you need to deal with it on the spot. And it kind of depends on your relationship with that person. If you truly give a damn about the person you're having a problem with, you need to sit down and discuss with that person and have a serious conversation with them. No yelling, no screaming. Sit down and seriously talk about it in a calm, intelligent way. That way you can actually solve the problem instead of making more. But I'm going to cut it off here. Just remember, love yourself. You are the most important person to you. I know it may not seem like that. I know it may not feel like that. But at the end of the day, you know you best. You may not know what, if you don't know what you want and you haven't figured out who you are, and everyone's still on that journey, hell, I'm on that journey right now. Really strive for it. Take a step every day. Think about it. Come to terms with your past. Once you are okay with your past and you truly have no regrets because you've come to terms with all of them, every step forward is going to get a lot easier and everything's going to get a lot better, I promise. And if you look at every day like, God damn, I love life. It's going to be a great day. And if you look at every day like it's going to be a great day, then it's going to be a great day. If you roll out of bed and you immediately stub your toe and start saying, oh, today's going to fucking blow, then today's going to fucking blow. That's how it works. It's all on your attitude. I'm sure everyone's had a real hard day at work, but you were in a great mood, so it really didn't matter. Whether you were in a restaurant or carpentry or whatever you were doing, you were busting your ass, but you were in a good mood from the get-go. You're in a good mood through all of it, and you kept your good mood, and you were great, and you had a wonderful day. But if you get to work and today sucks, fuck today, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, then guess what? The rest of the universe, the law of vibrations, the law of polarity, everything else is going to say, Fuck you. So just remember, it's all up here. You have the wonderful ability to use your imagination and choose your emotions. If you think you can't choose your emotions, you're wrong. Everyone's wanted to be upset and be mad, but had to keep their mouth shut for one reason or another. So you can. And everyone's put on a smile even though they didn't want to or for a reason they had to because they had to. Don't do it because you have to for someone else. Wear a smile and be happy because you want to be happy and don't let anybody else take that from you. But I love you guys. I'm going to say it again, like, share, subscribe. Please watch my videos till the end. I need to say that in the beginning of the videos. But if you guys need to talk or want to talk, message me. Talk to you about anything and everything. Swear to God. Just got to message me. Because I love to hear stories of improvement. I love to hear the bad too, because that means you're willing to open up to me and we can actually find a way to get you better. No, I'm not a psychologist. No, I'm not. Well, I kind of am a therapist. I'm not a licensed therapist, but I've been a therapist my whole life. That's one of the things I'm best at is talking to people and helping them find a way to come to terms with their own problems. I just finally started coming to terms with my own problems. So hooray me. It's been a mind-boggling question for me for a long time, and I finally decided to answer it. So yay. Hooray this entire story. But I'm rambling. I love you guys. Peace out.